Hey there. I'm just going to do a really quick rundown of my new McFeely guitar. This is something that we kind of worked on over the last year, back and forth. This is the serial number one. This is the first guitar he built. Because I had the opportunity to ask for something kind of unique, I went a little crazy with it. And instead of just getting just a basic Strat or anything like that, I ended up asking for a bunch of electronic stuff that are pretty different. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of talk about what happens here in terms of the switching and whatnot. So here you go. All right, so the first thing that most people give me grief about is the fact that it has 4 pickups. This is actually not going to be a standard thing for the McFeely guitars, but I tend to play a Sir guitar a lot where it's got 2 singles and a humbucker. And the one problem with the single coil is that I can't, on a lot of my gigs, get a decent jazz guitar sound. But I don't like split humbuckers for neck pickup sounds. I just really like a Strat pickup sound. So I've been kind of compromising for a long time. But I noticed on a Guthrie Govan video where he was talking about his Sir Antique Modern, he has 24 frets, which would come out to the row of harmonics where the neck pickup is. And then he still has a humbucker there, and he still gets pretty good neck pickup sounds. And I thought, if we do the 22 frets with the single coil, then if we put a humbucker here, it'll be pretty much in the same place as Guthrie Govan's. And because I never use this pickup by itself, I figure if we put position 3 as this extra humbucker, then I get kind of my jazzy sound there. So that's kind of the first deal. Right, that's the first thing. So I get my normal neck. And then I get my jazzy neck. Alright, so, and this is, obviously I'm not going to be sounding just like an L5 or anything like that, but it'll kind of get me by on my cover gigs. Alright, so that's the first thing, is with the 5-way position all the way up, I get the neck sound. With it in the 4th position, I get the 2 single coils, which is like a typical Strat. With it in the 3rd position, I get the extra neck pickup. With it in the 2nd position, I get the middle pickup and the bridge humbucker split. Alright, so I get my kind of clucky middle pickup sound. Alright, and then with it all the way down, I get just the bridge humbucker. Now, this button here is a blower switch. This is another thing that I've seen on other guitars, and then it was also on the Guthrie Govan model, but my buddy Scott has a James Tyler guitar from about 20 years ago that has one too. And I always thought it was a neat feature. And what it is it'll turn the bridge pickup on no matter where the controls are at. So if I'm up here, and I've got my tone, my volume down, I've got a sound set up, and I want to go straight to a lead sound, I hit that, right, and it goes straight to the humbucker, bypassing everything else. So it's humbucker straight to the output jack. Right, so I can have kind of multiple sounds set up, and I'm just switching back and forth. And I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. I can play solos and have a rhythm sound set up. As far as the knobs go, this is the just the basic volume knob. Let's get rid of the blower. As I turn it down, the guitar darkens up a little bit, which I kind of like. This guy right here is just a typical tone control, and this is global for these 3 pickups here. So I can do that, and then this one is just for this neck pickup. So if I wanted to darken it up independently of everything else, I can, which I kind of like. The one last kind of wacky feature that I asked him for is the idea of a treble bleed that was switchable. So, as I mentioned before, as I turn it down, the guitar darkens up. But sometimes on my gigs, I need to switch things down without it darkening up. So, he can pull this guy out and maintain all the treble. So here's, the volume's about halfway with the treble bleed out, so it's active, and there it's in. Obviously, it doesn't matter when the it's all turned up all the way. So that's the basic. That's how the switching works on this guitar. I was kind of a pain in the butt, and Mark was very gracious and did quite a few extra experiments. And we actually went through a couple different ideas for the control scheme here, and this is kind of how we ended up. So I'm happy. I'm actually taking it out to its second gig ever, and the first cover gig that I've done with it tonight, actually. So I'll report back on that and have some pictures. Real quick, as far as the design of the guitar goes, basically it's just an offset Strat. It's got Godot hardware. I really like Godot. It's got the bigger tension block. It's got a tremolo in here, so I can lock the bridge. I can either use the tremolo like a normal Strat tremolo, or I can, and right now it's in the lock position, you tighten these screws and it doesn't go anywhere. So if I wanted to do like that kind of stuff, I don't go out of tune on the rest of the guitar. Like a regular floating Strat bridge, if you do that, the whole thing will kind of go wacky. Like if I loosen it right now. Yeah, it's not doing it. But anyway, it gives me a little bit of... Here, kind of go out of tune there. Alright, and that's just what happens when your Strat bridge floats. So this allows me to kind of not do that. I like the Clouson tuners. It's got the Godot Gibson. They're Clousons, like an old Strat, and they're also locking, which I actually ordered these by accident. And I really like them. You put the string through the post and you screw the cap on, and the string stays in there. And it's actually, this guitar stays in tune great, so I'm real happy with it. So that's the basic idea. The 440 here is just, I like old cars. We painted it the color of a 72 Dodge Charger. This is a metallicized blue. And the 440 was just, it kind of gives the whole factory hot rod kind of thing, which I like. At some point I'll have him build a relic car or a guitar that looks like my 65 Chevy truck that I've never gotten painted. Maybe not, but that's the whole idea behind this. Anyway, I'm really happy with the guitar. And I'll be doing some really good sound clips of this probably in a week or two. But I'm gonna kind of get used to it, play with it a whole bunch, play through my amps, play some gigs and stuff, and then have a little bit more in the way of audio for you.